Good morning, everyone. I'm Michelle Vidal. I am the founder and president of Resonant Essentials Esoteric School of Metaphysics. We are a collective group of individuals here in Albuquerque, New Mexico that teach, live, and breathe all things metaphysical. What does that mean for you? It means that some of us get on YouTube and talk about silly stuff that other people might want to know about, and other people think maybe I shouldn't know about. But that's what we do. We have a great crew of instructors, and I am one of them. Today I'm coming online because I have years ago, 20 years ago, I wrote a course on meditation, and it's now called The Lost Art of Meditation, The Lost Art of Presence, Meditation for the Digitally Distracted Soul. I'm really batting 100 today, aren't I? And the reason I wanted to come on today and talk about this a little bit is because a lot of people think that they're going into meditation when they go online and they click through the YouTube guided meditation videos, and they think they're meditating when they are sitting chanting 20 ohms to raise their vibration. And yes, they are. And sometimes we're meditating when we're pulling weeds, or when we're doing our dishes, or we're driving our car and just hyper focused. A lot of things are considered meditation because meditation is an intense area of focus. And what I teach is how to get into the present moment, get away from this idea that we have a lot of rules with meditation. All I ask people to do is make sure that you're sitting there calmly. Try to schedule your meditations to be consistent about the same time every day. Try to schedule them when you're not going to be disrupted. If you wanted to do it at lunch, just to kind of give yourself a breather from work, absolutely. It always helps when you start building that energy and your body knows, your mind, your spirit all join together, and they know just about when they can breathe and take hold of it. And what I wanted to talk about today is the benefits. So, in the Lost Art of Presence, I realized that a lot of people are traumatized by screen time. We are bombarded by messages. Years ago, there was the lost practice of aloneness, oneness. And that's what we want to get back to. We want to get that back to that time frame where we go in and we shut the rest of the world out. We can't do that anymore. I remember, if you weren't home when the phone rang, they had to call back. They couldn't leave a message. They couldn't text you while they were driving, or while you were driving. They couldn't call you and get an answering machine so you could return their call. It was really about, well, I'll call back later. And we didn't seem to stress out about it. I know that, when I was younger, there was that, oh my gosh, did that boy call? But I was 12, 12. You hope for that boy to call. You hope for, you giggle and laugh with your friends when you did get the phone because your older sister took precedence, or brother. But now we are bombarded by messages. It's been said that we have 23,000 messages a day bombarding us. And I would say that's probably, with the digital era, a lot more than that. So how do we really find ourselves? How do we connect to source? How do we connect to our higher self? How do we connect? And it's really by disconnecting. And that's what the Course teaches. It restores your presence, your mental awareness. It helps you get your focus back. There are things that we can be doing every day, like paying attention to the conversation that we're having. I told somebody my mother was getting ready to pass, and I said, the funny thing that I think about is that when she's gone, I'll be the only one that remembers those conversations. And how many times during our conversation, yes, I'm charging it because I forgot to do that last night. But how many times during conversations do we pick up our phone and look to see if there's a message? How much I'm so glad I didn't do that to my mother. I really miss those conversations. And how many times did I sit there with my son and both of us being distracted because, we had to be connected. We had to see if a client needed me or he had to see if work was calling. How many conversations do we miss out on because we are not fully present and how short that time is? So, with that being said, it distracts us from what we have to do. I was sitting there early this morning making lists of things that I needed to get done, and I'm remembering half of them because my phone started ringing. And instead of finishing my list, I went ahead and picked up the phone, and that set me off on another trajectory. So I have no idea what I'm supposed to get at Costco. I do know the dog needs treats and that I need butter. So aside from that, it's one of those things that we don't really understand how disruptive in our life that is. Well, when you're getting these messages, not just the 23,000 of, hey, the neighbor just put in a new pot of flowers, or I see that my neighbor down the street, he cleaned his yard out finally, yay, or my friend that I'm having lunch with is wearing a purple shirt. I love that color on him. These are the things that we're not really paying attention to, but because it's not right there in front of us, but it is a message, and it is something that registers in our brain. And by having the distraction of your computer going off and having to sit in front of it all day and having to get other messages from social media, because we didn't get advertisements until we sat in front of the TV. Then you got every 10-15 minutes you got 2 or 3 4 ads, 30 seconds to a minute. They weren't even 15 seconds. Now you get an ad every time you go on your phone or on social media, or we don't quite listen to. We've gone to radio in the car, but if you're listening to the local radio stations, there's a lot of ads for the hardware store or this or that. So these signals constantly keep us hyped up and stressed out because we're trying to focus on one thing and we're getting disruptions from another. This increases our anxiety, this increases our stress levels, this increases that moment of just letting your shoulders drop and your neck kind of roll, because you get so tight in here, you're nothing but spasms because you're sitting here like this, waiting in anticipation for the next thing. So meditation helps you calm that down. It helps you relax, release, let go. And when you do that, it helps build your emotional awareness. How many times have you seen somebody read their email and they're in the process of reading it and you say, hey, you want dinner now? What do you want? What? And they're just distracted and upset with you. I've had this happen to me more times than not lately, and I think, oh my God, what is it that somebody is so engrossed in their phone or in their world that they can't answer a simple question? Humanity is not supposed to be connected. We have wiring all through the walls of our house. We have wiring that goes above us, and we have wiring that goes below us because we've sunk the cables. So we're covered by these electrical impulses and signals. The only way to get rid of that is to go to earth and just put your feet in earth and breathe. Go to an open space down by the Bosque here in Albuquerque, but anywhere you can go to. I went with a friend of mine. He's from Japan. We were taking his son to Colorado to see if he wanted to go to this school. Go and I had gone to school together when we were in high school. And his son wanted to have somewhat the same experience. And I remember he lives in Kyoto, my friend does, and his son had never seen a sky of stars. So on our way back from Colorado, it had gotten to be probably 9, 10 o'clock at night, and we stopped on the side of the road. There wasn't any houses. We were on an old back road. So we stopped, let his son out, turned off all the lights in the car, and his son was amazed, thoroughly amazed, because there is an array of stars in the heavens. And we forget these things. We look at the pictures of it and go, isn't that nice? Somebody made a really nice graphic out of the Milky Way. But we are not seeing it anymore because we've got so much pollution around us. These are things that claim our focus, claim our energy, and actually takes away our time and attention from the things that we want to get done and how we want to do it. I really would love for people to start understanding that they have the power. The time is really right now. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. It's right now that we need to start claiming the light for ourselves. It's now that we need to start giving to each other. I was listening to one of my favorite podcasters, and every so often you get that gentle reminder of something that you know is true. And I did. It was, if you're coming from heart center, you'll make that shift. You will make that change. You will go over that other moment in time where you start to come from that place of peace and light. But you can't get there if you're distracted. You can't get there if your focus is on the I want or I need. You can't get to that higher level of consciousness if you are not taking 5 minutes of your time to give to another. And it could be something really simple. Sometimes just sitting on your porch with your neighbor is enough to give them a breath of fresh air. It's enough to give them a chance to enjoy their life. Maybe it's listening to your kid just absolutely have a meltdown because their boss was a jerk that day and they're trying not to go home and be a jerk to their family. Maybe it's just that you got triggered by somebody who cut you off and slammed on their brakes. How do we get back to that higher light and not be cussing each other out, not be flipping each other out? I'm not even looking at what we're doing societal wise, why we're not understanding that humanity is one big collective, that it's not a culture of differences, it's a culture of humanity, it's a culture of awareness that we're reaching. I really enjoy the fact that I have been blessed to meet other practitioners that believe as I do, that it's about community. It's not about what you can give to me, it's about what we share together. And these are the things that bring us peace and give us back our time and space. When we meditate, we need to set an intention. What is our intention? If it's to make money, hey, why not? I've heard, I don't know this for sure because I was never a person that got into Abraham Hicks, but I was told that they had said that if you can clear your mind for 17 seconds, you can manifest whatever that focus is on. So, how many times do we focus on something that's angry, something that is overwhelming, something that's pissed us off or hurt our feelings? How many times do we carry that focus instead of spending 17 seconds just being in gratitude because we're here at this moment in time where consciousness is shifting and we chose to be here and we're still making it through? How many times did you fear the very worst could possibly happen and just to find out you made it through anyway? I went through that fear. The very worst thing that could possibly have happened to me was the loss of my son. I went through it, and I'm still here. And he's there, and I know he's there, but it was a dark night of the soul. It's that moment that we have to start choosing, what do we find that is so important that we make that shift for ourselves and others. And that's why I teach this course. Um, it is going to be online. I'm looking for people who want to sign up for the online version, making a list. But I'm also giving it in person here in Resonant Essentials in Albuquerque, starting June 24th, I believe. So I want people to come in, and I want them to experience that they are the power, they are the light. I want to give that to each and every person. I want you to hear it now. I want you to feel what I feel toward you. I want you to understand that everything and every way that you are doing is in perfect unison for your next moment. You are creating with your thoughts and your desires to, in this moment, you're creating that. It's already happening for you because there is no time. And I want to share that with people so that they come into higher awareness, they come into higher consciousness, and they quit fearing that what the government is doing to them, or what their neighbor is doing to them, or what their family is doing to them. We will not get anywhere if we stay in victim mentality. And meditation is your way out of that. Getting that gift to yourself, just allowing yourself to breathe and meditate, even if it's just standing up and pretending you're seaweed and just rocking back and forth, will bring a self-soothing. Even if it's just embracing that higher awareness where you can go in and you can see changes happening for you. If you do that, then you understand that you're building a support system for healing from trauma, from burnout. You know, a lot of people don't have time. They want the quick answer. Well, you didn't get damaged quickly. How in the heck do you think you can just go in and have this miracle recovery? Well, you could if you really understood that you could, but we don't. We think it's, I was talking to somebody yesterday about grief. I said, everybody kept telling me it takes time. It takes time. You know what? There is no time. It's a construct that we're given in order to live here on earth. It's to get us to work on time. It's the ability to progress through this life as we allow ourselves to age, but we are ageless. We have an entire galactic community on earth. We are part of that galactic community. We are part of that galactic consciousness. And I don't understand why people don't understand that. Because honestly, you're in the galaxy. You are in the universe. So you are galactic also. So we shouldn't be waiting for them to come save us. We need for us to recognize we are the truth and the power within us. Nothing is going to fix us except us. So while we give our power away, meditation can bring it back to you. Meditation gives you that moment that you breathe and you feel that rhythm flowing in and out of you. It's the ability not to go in a guided meditation where somebody else wants you to go, but it's to go within and make that connection to source. God, Allah, I don't care whatever you want to call it, creative endeavors, universal mind, collective consciousness. It's the ability to go within and make that connection. But you can't do it if you don't know that you can do it. And I can tell you, you can do it. I do it. I've managed to live all these many years and realize that I'm part of the galactic community. Everybody thinks it's real special, but we're all real special. So I've been called starseed. I've been called light worker. I've been called placeholder or volunteer. I've been called many things. But I am Michelle. I am Michelle Vidal of Universal Consciousness. I am an interdimensional being of light and love, same as you. And I want everybody to understand that. I want people to start coming into their own knowing, their own truth, and their own power. So if anything that I'm saying resonates with you and you want more information on the online course, if you want more information on the in-person course, just drop a line at the bottom of the video. I'm having a website done so that people can go and watch these videos and register and do all the really great things. But most of all, I want to give you your power back. So I'll be back on YouTube here and there. I don't always get to it because we are a nonprofit at Resonant Essentials, and I want to see that community grow. I want it to be a light, and I want to put that community in other communities across the world. So I believe in the work of higher consciousness, and I believe in the work of humanity, and I believe in you. My heart to all of yours. I hope you have an absolutely marvelous day. Remember that today is June 11th. And we have Jupiter in Cancer, and we have Venus in Taurus. So we have the ability to expand in love and make that expansion powerful. My heart to all of yours. I will talk with you again. Bye for now.